Hey, 7th grade students. We just finished up with the lab that was looking at pictures of living and non-living things, and what we were trying to do is trying to figure out some of the characteristics that living things share with one another. And so we started to collect them. Obviously, in the lab itself, we looked at a duck, we looked at a human, we looked at a virus, and our goal was to try to identify how those things are very similar to one another and how we characterize living things. And so what I've done is I've opened up the spreadsheet from where you guys were today, and I'm going to copy all of the stuff from today and put it into a Wordle document to see what are the most common themes. And let's take a look. So some of the characteristics that everyone thought were important were food. You can see that there's some shelter that's in there. It looks like nutrition, water, cells. I see biotic, I see hair, reproduce. So those are some of the things that you guys had put down in the lab today. Now, if I do the same thing, if I come back in and look at what we identified as the needs, so if I grab those and copy them and put them into a Wordle document, looks like we have water, shelter, food, living. I'm trying to see there's sunlight and water a couple of times. So it looks like the big ones are water, shelter, and food. Even air is in there as well. So the idea behind the lab was to get you thinking about what the characteristics are and also trying to figure out what the needs of living things are. And let's take a look at what the actual needs of all living things would be. So these are the characteristics to start with. All living things rely on cellular organization. You're going to discover when I give you the notes that there are two types of cells. There's either a unicellular organism, which means that there is only one cell, or there's multicellular organisms, but all living things are made up out of cells. We're going to talk a little bit about chemicals. We rely on chemicals inside our body to be able to do certain things. Energy, which comes from the source of food, response to surroundings, so we have to be able to respond to our surroundings by either moving closer or further away things that we need. We all have to be able to grow and develop, and we all have to be able to reproduce. So these are the things that we would consider that all living things share as characteristics. The needs of all living things. So what we refer to, there are four of them: food, water, living space, and stable internal conditions. All living things need food to be able to survive. All living things need water. All living things need a place to be able to live. And then we refer to homeostasis as stable internal conditions. And so these are the things that are the main ones. And we had a lot of these when we looked at the Wordle document. Now, your multiple choice question. So after I read this to you, I'd like you to push pause and respond to it in the form. Which of the following is not a characteristic that all living things share? Is it A, cellular organization, B, using energy, C, movement, or D, reproduction? Okay, push pause, respond to it, and come back. All right, the other one, your free response question, is explain why the tree, which does not move away, is also considered living. So using your characteristics and your needs of living things, explain to me why a tree, which does not move away, is also considered to be living. All right, please respond to those questions along with the other part of the summary and submit them to me, and then tomorrow we'll talk about this, and we'll also talk a little bit more about the concept of spontaneous generation. All right, thanks. Talk to you later.